Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my office in my garage right here in Car Mechanic Simulator. So last time we did this car, and actually I forgot one thing in the time lapse. How dare I? How dare I? So, given that, wanna give her a test? Let's go give her a test. On the test track? No. Nah, speed track. You know it's gotta happen. She's all tuned up and feisty, ready to go. Damn! Let's see how the quarter mile is. She feisty. Almost 250. Not bad. Zero to 210.2 seconds. Now this Dragstrip has brought me on to number 2. This one. I figured out what style I want to go. And I want to go full on dragster. But first, she's got to go. Because, yeah, as you can see, my money went down the drain. So, while we're back up in the money, I already bought everything I need for this. So, let's start building the engine. And I told you guys last time I was going to go more in depth. And what I mean by going in depth is by telling you how I know what parts to buy. As in the tuning shop. I mean, it's general logic for me, but yeah, I understand that not everyone knows exactly what it's about. Okay, so I've fitted a few parts right here. The crankshaft, it's not something you can actually tune. You can try, but most of the times you just mess up your car, just like the oil filter. It's not something that's tune worthy. You're not gonna get any extra performance from there. However, the camshaft, with having the valves open longer or deeper than normally, that's an increase in power. Just like here, the ignition coil. That's tunable, because if it gives a bigger spark, it gives a bigger boom. If it gives a bigger boom, you're gonna go faster. Here, the ignition distributor. This can be made out of stronger alloys or better materials with even more precision on the rotor here. The ignition distributor rotor, same story. Better materials, stronger materials, better conduction of the electricity. Distributor cap, same story, materials, and that kind of stuff. So, the clips, nah, it's not tunable. Fuel filter is tunable because there are filters with better flow on them. Then it's a better fuel flow going through. And that means fuel gets to your ignition chambers easier. That means better boom. Now, like I said, we're going in depth with this, but I still want to push this back into about the half an hour mark, because nobody has time to be sitting there for about 2 or 3 hours listening to me ramble about this engine. Now, I got a note. The engine I went for is a Hemi. Because, like I said, she's gonna be a dragster. So, we need power. So, that's why I went for a Hemi. Water pump, not something you can tune. I mean, it's for the cooling. Sure, you could tune it, but is it worth it? Not really. At this point I'm just mounting stuff to it. And I see what I find, what I see. The alternator. Tunable. Kinda. You can get a better one with which brings more power from the belt that's driving it. The serpentine belt. I mean, the serpentine belt gets driven by the crankshaft pulley. Then the belt drives here this pulley on the alternator. Then inside magnetic coil starts spinning. And how do you say it? I don't know. It makes a current inside right here. And that current is being tapped by wires and going to your battery. Not really something, yeah. Just like the power steering pump, it speaks for its own. But the thing that's tunable about these two is you can make it run smoother, that it's easier on your engine, that it doesn't take as much power as the original one. So now we've covered the front. Let's go to the back. The flywheel. Tunable. Lightweight. Stronger materials. Heavyweight. Makes the engine slower. It's harder to rotate it. So yeah. Clutch plate. Double clutch plate. Triple clutch plate. More grip clutch plate. Clutch pressure plate. Also materials. Stronger materials. It's possible. You can make it better. Now the pistons, they are tunable by the way they are shaped. And then I don't mean they're always round. Always. But like this part here, the ignition chamber, this can be tuned. Or it's not really tuned, it can be changed. If it's a smaller chamber, that means bigger compression or more compression. More pressure in there. More pressure means bigger boom. Bigger boom means more power. So that's the tunable about the pistons. And this is about a little bit the logic that I use when like picking up parts for my engine. And how I find out which I can go and get at the tuning shop and which I can't. I mean, honestly, it's not that hard to think if you think about it. Now we get to the engine head. Is it tunable? Yes, it is. Why? Because you can even smooth out the surface on your engine heads. Means even smaller combustion chamber. Means more compression. Better closing. And with the better closing, it gives even more compression. So more compression, bigger bang. Bigger bang is more power. Spark plugs, also tunable. Not really tunable, but you can upgrade it. Upgradable. That's, I like to say upgradable. And I'm putting this in now because, if, as you can see, it's quite hard to get to place. It's not supposed to be, but in this case, with this engine in this game, it is. I mean, normally you can reach it from the top of the engine, and it's quite easy to fix yourself if your spark plug is not doing the correct things, but yeah, it's on this engine in this game. The game decided, look, to put the rocker arms over the spark plugs. This is exactly what I meant. But spark plugs, tunable, yes. I mean, you can, the materials that's inside, there's the electrode that goes inside. The one that conducts the electricity from the ignition coil through the ignition distributor to the ignition distribution cap, all the way to the spark plugs through the wires, and then it enters the spark plugs. And in here there's usually copper, but you can also get it from platinum, and that somehow conducts it even better, or it can take better, it can take more heat, that's it. And with more heat comes, or with less heat, that means your engine can perform even harder without overheating. So that means you can run more RPMs, and that means you can go faster. So, while we are almost out of parts that are tunable, intake manifold. Again, the mounts, they can be smoothed out, even smoother than they are. Even better closure, less bad air going in. Like air that you don't want from outside, you know? Outside of the intake. There are like little gaps here through the metals. Less uncontrolled air. Nah. I call it bad air, but it's actually uncontrolled air. And you don't want to have that in your engine, because too much air kills the boom. It kills the boom. Ignition wires, again, materials, tunable. Carburetor. Cars these days don't even have these anymore, but she's an old one. They usually take more gas, but again, like the ports in here and all the little components, they can be readjusted for better fuel flow, better airflow, better mixture, that kind of stuff. Air filter, we all know that. We've all seen those big ass cones in the hoods of those import cars. Same thing. Allows more air, it sucks in rocks, dust, your neighbor's dog, whatever. It's not really good, but it gets the job done. And for the small time you use it, you can use it, it gives you more power. Alrighty, let's go to the belows of the engine, to the belly of the beast. Now here there's not really anything tunable. That's actually left tunable. So yeah, I'm just gonna mount all these and get the oil pan on there. And then we're gonna go on to the exhaust, because those are tunable. How do you tune an open pipe? Well, actually you don't. But there are ways that you can get more power out of it. Now, those are really advanced techniques, and I don't even know everything about it. But in these here lines, here each cylinder has a separate one. Now normally they join about here, but it's about the heat distribution. The quicker they distribute the heat from their own exhaust fumes, the better. That means your engine stays cooler. That means you can push her farther. That's what you want in this case. And that's our engine completely fixed. She's in one piece. Let's get her in there. Move you over to lifter B. Now I have no idea how I'm gonna carry this with my hands. I must have became something like the Hulk or anything. But there she sits. Move you out of the way so I can fit the parts in here, like the battery, the brake servo, the radiator. Is that tunable? Nah, not really. You might be able to do the brake servo to get better brake response and that kind of stuff, but not really. Wouldn't go for it. Now, like I said, I already bought everything for this. If there's anything you want to know about any part of this car, like steering rack or front sway bar, what does it do in certain circumstances, and what happens when you crash it, or how does it brake, I could try to answer you, but for this point I'm just gonna time lapse this, because we've all seen this a couple times in my videos now. Alrighty, welcome back. So, we are just fitting the fuel tank here, and I want to join in on the fuel pump. You can get a stronger fuel pump that can pump more fuel. Again, more fuel is bigger bang, is more power. So, you might have seen that I didn't put in the drivetrain, and that's because I still want to go over some parts with you guys. The gearbox, tunable, yes, very much. You can change any kind of gear ratio. It's just really expensive. Now these pipes just overflow, going from one part to the next, to here, to the mid muffler in this case. Now there are race mufflers that's pretty loud, a lot louder than the original most of the time, but again they do their job half as good, but they let the gases go through twice as fast. The sooner you lose your gases, the faster you can go. Same story with the rear muffler. The faster you lose your gases, the faster you can go. Now, as you might have noticed from the shadows, these are some ridiculously large tires. And yes, I did that on purpose. And you might have seen the first one, this wheel to be exact, didn't win as the star pattern it used to be. I know, it's my fault. I didn't pay attention to the clicking. Don't move the car, it's not on its wheels yet. Last wheel. So, like I said, I really bought everything for this car. So, if I did all of this right in one go, and of course during recording you always mess up, we should have to only fit the exterior and the interior here, and we'll be all set. And my inventory will be empty. And it doesn't look like it because I missed a small rubber bushing. And I know exactly where it's supposed to be. Or exactly, not really exactly, but was exactly. It's supposed to be there. Good thing I checked. So let's put the car down. So you guys can see how she sits. I mean, come on, that's pretty badass, isn't it? Now I know I can't do all the color, and this car is going to be sold as it is when it's all fitted. I wish I could. But I can't. I also went with the original taillights because I looked at the tuned versions and didn't like them. I did not like what I saw. I really didn't. Sorry. But the headlights on the other hand, let me fit this, this, and this. More parts mount. Before I forget, the license plate. Get in your place. The headlights. Those were amazing. Kind of blacked out, you know? It looks really cool. the mirror, the door window. Get out of my way, toolbox. Get you down. And now look at this beast. All I gotta do is move the car to entrance A. Open this door. Interior assemble. Now I went for quite a stock interior, just to make it look like there's nothing going on, like the old school steering wheel, leather seats, nice and cozy. Even the bench in the back is still in there. And looking at my inventory, it's empty, so we did a great job on this. Also, we're gonna test this one on the quarter mile. Let's go and check it out. Again, really? I forgot the oil. I should slap myself. Smack him right up the head. Let's do that real quick. Real quick. Oh, don't overfill it. A little bit extra can't hurt her. Alright. Let's take her over to the speed track. Let's make her go fast. Real fast. Ooh. She feisty. Damn. She won't go. Can she outrun? She outruns the 4-cylinder. If she reaches the 300? No, she doesn't. Sorry. I was hopeful. Almost though. Almost. Now that's a beast of a car. Look, this is about the factory engine power. That's what she says. I can't run a benchmark and I hate that. Why is the interior condition saying it's 80%? The interior is really, it's spot on. But I'm sorry, but I gotta let her go. Quite honestly, because I don't have no paint booth anywhere. I wish I did. I really did. I really do. I mean, it's here. Level 30. I am level 19. Level 20 I get this. And what's I'm gonna do with that? Faster screwing and unscrewing. Faster walking. Faster part examination. How's that gonna help me? Now this is gonna help. Also this is gonna help. But this, nah. Don't really care too much about it. I want this. Expands your garage, adds paint shop, dyno and another lift to your garage. And I want that. Repair the body parts. I want those things. But on that note, I think I'm gonna have to end this episode. So, on that note, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you guys and this car. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I hope everyone enjoyed this video. And I'm gonna have to say goodbye. Goodbye.